with a resume loaded with grade ones.
Beholder, once again, a scintillating performance today. Just never gave them a chance. Cantering home under Gary Stevens in the Clementel Hirsch.
A pair of Eclipse Awards.
Beholder, just plain too good. Absolute class.
And 2 Breeders' Cup championships.
Beholder putting on a memorable performance under Gary Stevens. Beholder never gave them a chance in the distaff.
Beholder has established herself firmly atop the distaff division. On Saturday, she takes on the boys for the first time. And she'll try to become the first female to take down the Pacific Classic.
The first female attempting to win the Pacific Classic, the TVG Pacific Classic, this Saturday. And I'll tell you, Beholder, a beast, I think is putting it as an understatement. And joining us on the phone is a gentleman who's had a lot of experience in the Mandela Barn and is also a 2-time TVG Pacific Classic winner way back in '97 and '93 with Bertrando and Gentleman. Good friend of the show. He's a good colleague and a friend, jockey Gary Stevens, the Hall of Famer. Gary, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Peter. How are you?
Doing well, sir. Doing well. I haven't gotten down to Del Mar yet, but I'm planning on doing it at some point. How about you? This has been, again, another great meet for you.
Yeah, it really has. A very enjoyable meet up to this point, and hopefully we can put some icing on the cake this weekend. Beautiful weather down here. It's cooled off a little bit, and just enjoying the nice breeze right now.
Well, as far as Beholder is concerned, I mean, what can you say about her? She's an absolute beast. Last time out in the Clement Hirsch, it just, I guess it's fair to say it looked effortlessly the way she was doing it. How is she training, and how are you feeling about her chances?
Well, believe it or not, Peter, it's hard to say or hard to recognize, but you know, we believe she's improved upon what she was last year and even in 2013 when she won the distaff. And we're hoping that, I mean, that's the final goal at the end of the year is the Breeders' Cup, and which direction Richard decides to go and Mr. Hughes, that'll be left up to them. But we've got to get through this task on the weekend. And, you know, obviously she's never faced boys before. She's never been 1.25 miles before, but she has improved. She's on top of her game right now. She's super fresh. I breezed her on Monday, and we're looking forward to it. We're really excited about it.
Gary, here in the U.S., I think we make a little bit too much out of the fact of the quote-unquote lady facing the boys. You obviously have made your mark not only here but across the pond in Europe, Australia. It's not such a big deal. In fact, it's common practice. Do you think we make too much out of it, or do you think that's just something that has happened for years and it's changing?
Well, I think it takes a special individual to be able to do it, and we saw it happen yesterday in the Juddmonte International. Cape Horn being taken down by a filly, a 3-year-old filly over there at 50-1, and when they're right, you've got to, when they're on their game, I think that, you know, top trainers recognize it, and by all rights, Richard Mandela is a very conservative type guy until it's time to step out of the box. And he obviously, you know, prior to the Clement Hirsch, he had mentioned it to me, what may be in store if we got the right kind of race in the Clement Hirsch. And at the 16th pole, I recognized that she had gotten the right kind of race, and I didn't let her gallop out a whole lot afterwards, knowing that that's probably, I'm sure Richard had a smile on his face coming through the stretch, and he was probably looking at the Pacific Classic at that point, and everything has gone according to plan in the weeks since the Clement Hirsch.
As far as the post position is concerned, obviously Papa Mandela, you know, he has his opinions. You, as the rider, you've been on the track all season long. Are you happy with the post position draw? Does it matter? What's your opinion?
Well, I didn't really care where I drew. I had my rathers. You know, I would rather be on the outside looking in with a filly like her. It gives me a lot more options. But really, Peter, she's so tractable and so easy to put where I need to put her once that first stride out of the gate. She's like driving a Ferrari. And, you know, it makes things a lot simpler. It simplifies my game a little bit. You know, she drew the one hole in the Clement Hirsch. There was a lot of other speed in there, and I tell you, I was anxious going into that race, and probably felt more pressure because there was other speed in there, nothing of her class really, but I didn't sleep real well the 2 nights leading up to it. Then I slept great last night, and I'm going to sleep great tonight and tomorrow night, hopefully. But, you know, I've got Catch a Flight is drawn down in the 7 hole, and I know him so well, and I've got an idea what he's going to do, where he's going to be, and Byron's drawn down in the 3-post position, I believe, down towards the inside, and we know where he wants to be. So I think the race on paper is pretty straightforward. Then going a mile and a quarter, it really didn't matter, but I'm pleased that we drew the 9-post position.
Gary, if you had to say, I know a lot of times when riders have been aboard horses for an extended period of time, they know their quirks, their picadillos, their overall personality. If you had to say Beholder's personality and biggest weapon is, what would it be? Well,
Beholder has changed from when I first started riding her as a 3-year-old. She was a keg of dynamite ready to explode at any time, and she's gone from being a frisky teenager to just a laid-back grandma, and it's worked to her benefit. She saves all of that energy in the post parade now, and we're going to have a big crowd out there on Saturday, obviously, and she's dealt with big crowds before, but she's just a completely different individual now than she was as a 3-year-old, and that's become her biggest weapon now. She's always had the speed and the athleticism, but she's a bigger, more powerful mare now, and she's a super intelligent individual. It's probably the most intelligent horse of either sex that I've ridden, and she's putting all of that energy into her races now, and it's really enjoyable, and it's fun to be on her back, man.
Well, Gary, we wish you all the luck in the world. Thank you so much for being with us today, man. Good luck, and good luck with the rest of the meet, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Peter.
All right, buddy. Gary Stevens, the Hall of Famer, Beholder, the TVG Pacific Classic, coming up Saturday.